of these flows will follow our user Jingle Bells as he interacts with the new game. From the main menu, he selects Quick Play Playmates, comes through to a geolocation screen showing where he is in the city that he's currently in. He can zoom in and out of this map using a pinch method, and he can see players who are online around him. The first time he reaches this screen, the map is centered to his position. He can always scroll the map to have a look around and recenter the position using this icon. When he taps on the profile picture of a player that's near him, a mini profile comes up along the bottom of the screen, showing the profile picture slightly larger, the player's nickname, rank, city, and country. He has the ability to chat with them, or if they're not already connected on the platform, can add them as a friend. If he'd rather see a list view of who is online near him, he can tap this icon and he'll see everyone that's online in a scrollable list. He can also search by keyword or scroll through an alphabetical list. And tapping View Map will take him back to this view. I mentioned about pinching the screen to zoom in and out. The faster the player pinches the screen, the further they zoom in or out. As we see here, he's zoomed to country level and he can see where there are dots of people, collections of people around the UK in this example. The larger the dot, the more players there are online. And if he zooms out again, he can get to global level to find different countries. He can always filter this search by tapping here and using these controls. Tapping here will take him back to the geolocation view. The mini profiles that are on display here are swipeable. So as he has seen with Sarah Lee, when he swipes her across to see the next player, in this instance Frank 42, the map will recenter around Frank 42. And if Jingle Bells wants to find where he is on the map, he can always tap recenter and it comes back to show him where he is. These mini profiles can be swiped left or right until he finds someone he wants to play with. When he finds a playmate, he taps on the picture and the game process begins. For our example, he's wanting to play a game with Sarah Lee. He can see his country and rank and her country and rank, and they're teamed together for this Quick Play Playmates game. There are 3 types of game they can play in Quick Play Playmates: those where the leaderboard revolves hourly, those where it revolves daily, and those where it revolves weekly. He's selected hourly, and he's chosen his topic of Manchester United Football Club, which we have displayed here is a hot topic or a trending topic. He's ready to play, taps here, and off he goes. Whilst it's connecting, he's shown simple animations reminding him he can swipe left or right to answer a question. Left is false, true is correct. And other animations like the circle. Use your circle booster to instantly answer correctly. Some of these micro interactions are free and part of the game. Some of them will cost the player credits. There's a progress indicator of the connection underneath. We see the next stage, Jingle Bells has found his opponent, Mustard72. The opponent is ready. So all that's next for them to do is to play. There's a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and they're off into the first question. Your own player profile is slightly larger and has a progress ring around it with a score next to it. Your opponent's profile is slightly smaller, also has a progress ring around it and their score. You can always come out of the game at any time by using this icon. And there are other forms of interaction that you can have. For example, saying hello or well done, little mini interactions that you can access through this menu. The water that you see behind the player profile is actually a timer animation. Each question has 10 seconds for the players to answer. And as the timer counts down, this water will drain down to the bottom of the screen. This animation, although the mechanics are the same, can be customized either for sponsorship opportunities or for purely cosmetic reasons. You'll notice up at the top that for Quick Play Playmates, each round has 12 questions. This progression is shown with these circles along the top. The player can very quickly see what question number they're on and how many more they have to go. The question itself, always posed as a true or false question, is in the bubble at the top, and a full screen picture, high quality, completes the quiz screen. Jingle Bells knows the correct answer to this question, swipes the picture right, and instantly is told around his progress ring whether he's got the question correct, in which case the ring turns green, or incorrect, in which case the ring turns red. He sees the result of his opponent as well, but only after his opponent has made their choice and he has made his. In this example, Jingle Bells has got the answer correct and has scored 1 point, where his opponent was incorrect and has scored 0 points. As soon as both players have answered, we move straight through to question 2 to make the game as speedy as possible. You'll notice that the player location controls at the top now indicate they're on question 2, they've completed question 1, and there are 10 more to go. A new question has arrived in the bubble. The picture has changed. The timer has reset, as have the player progress rings, but the scores have remained the same. How does this all look further down the line? Well, here is question 7. 6 have been completed, and the remaining questions are there. New question in the bubble, new picture, and the scores have followed through. At the end of the round, the player sees the leaderboard for the type of quick play Playmates game they selected. In this instance, Playmates hourly leaderboard. And he can see that he has played his round. He's scored 9.53. His teammate, Sarah Lee, has yet to play her game. So he can send her a message to give her a little bit of a nudge to say, let's play your round and see how we do then. But at the moment, they're 12th place on the leaderboard. He has the ability to play again to place higher, or he can view other games that he's got currently ongoing. He can see the Playmates hourly leaderboard and that there's 28 minutes remaining on this leaderboard and who is currently at the top. This is scrollable so he can see all the way down to his position and further past him. With each person on the leaderboard, he can see their profile picture, their nickname, their score. He can send them a message and he can add a friend request. He can also choose to play around with them. In this instance, he decides he wants to play again to see if he can better his score. So he taps here. He sees he's still paired with Sarah Lee. They're currently 12th place on the hourly leaderboard. He's ready to play, and off he goes through the gameplay flow again. Now, if this pair at the end of the hour were to reach the first place, then they would win the top prize. In this instance, it's 50 credits. There'll be a nice celebratory animation here, and they can share their winnings on Facebook or Twitter, and they can play a lovely game. So from the main menu, tap Solo Tournament, come through to a screen here where you can choose Play for Cash or Play for Credits. The actual game flow for either of these is exactly the same. One thing to point out, though, is the prize amounts are not necessarily the same. So for the Play for Cash version that we're going to illustrate in this video, the top prize is $1 million. But that doesn't necessarily mean that in Play for Credits, the top prize would be 1 million credits. Likewise with the prize amounts on the levels leading up to the top prize. So Jingle Bells chooses Play for Cash, comes through to the Choose Your Subject screen, and you can see we've pulled out the top topics, or the trending or hot topics, and then there are other topics that he can scroll through and select. For this example, he's choosing Manchester United, selects that and comes through to the Path to a Million screen. He can understand what's at stake, how much he could win if he's first place of each of the levels leading up to it, and also that he's at the qualifying level. And here he can see he will play against 10 other people. He will answer 10 questions about his chosen topic, Manchester United. And to enter this path, it'll cost him 10 credits. There is no cash prize on the qualifying round. Qualify in this round to win cash in the next round. His score is 0 because he hasn't played this yet. And here he can see his total rank. And he can find other statistics about himself from this icon here. Finally, he's reminded fastest, highest score wins. Now, tapping this icon would begin the game and would spend 10 of his credits. If he doesn't have enough credits left, a screen will pop up where he can purchase, at the right moment, more credits based on the standard OS charge. Once he's gone through this, he'd come back to this screen and he can now tap play to carry on. Tapping play will take him through to the lobby, and as with all of the other videos, you'll see we're trying to keep the lobby or the connection screens as quick as possible. We're using them to remind them how to play with the micro interaction gestures like swiping left or right or circling on screen. Once you've gone through the process of connecting and finding an opponent, in this example it's Mustard72, the opponent is ready, we move straight into the questions, counting down 3, 2, 1. Now you can see there is a slight difference in the question screen between this and the Quick Play Playmates question screen. And that difference is seen up at the top here. And this is the player progression from level 1 to level 2. There are 10 questions in each level, and he can see that he's on question 1. He's working towards his way to level 2. And this lozenge here indicates the cash prize if he comes first place at the end of this level. Because this is the qualifying round, the cash prize is 0. All the other mechanics on this screen are as we've seen in the other videos. The question is in the bubble. There's a nice high quality full screen image. There's a timer for each question. Remember, each question is 10 seconds maximum, and this timer drains down as the time counts down. There are the 2 profile images of our player and his opponent. The progress rings that turn green when they get an answer correct, or red when they get an answer incorrect, and their current score. They can go back to the main menu at all times with this icon, forfeiting the credits that they've spent to get here. And they can do other micro interactions, like saying hi with this icon here. For now, don't worry about this icon. We'll explain that in a different video. In this example, Jingle Bells knows the answer, swipes right, which is correct. The ring around his profile goes green and his score goes up by 1. His opponent gets the answer wrong. The ring around his profile goes red and he gets 0. As soon as Jingle Bells has answered his question, his response, whether it's correct or incorrect, is shown to him straight away. His opponent's response is not shown to him until he has answered the question and Jingle Bells has answered the question as well. And this would obviously be the same in reverse for the opponent's screen. As soon as both have answered, we move straight into question 2 to keep the gameplay flowing as quickly as possible. You can see he's still going from level 1 to level 2, but he's now on question 2. Question is updated, picture is updated, timer is reset, profile rings are reset, but the scores remain the same. So what does that look like on question 7? Level 1, question 7, with 3 more to go until he gets to level 2, if he reaches the top spot. New question, new picture, everything is reset apart from the scores which flow through. Now let's say he reaches the end of the level and he comes in second place. You can see that 6 players have already come into the leaderboard, which means 3 games have been played completely, and we're still waiting on these 4 players, so we're still waiting on 2 more games. Now, of course, we want this to be as quick as possible, but the waiting time here, the maximum waiting time here of 10 rounds at 10 seconds each is 100 seconds. However, that's never going to happen. In order for someone to reach this leaderboard and still have to wait 100 seconds, both he and his opponent would have to answer the questions, all 10 of them, instantaneously. So it's a very swift time to get through to this. Because he didn't get first place, he cannot continue to play again from level 2, but he can go back and play at level 1. And what we see here is once these 2 games have finished, the order has changed around a little bit because Jamie James, who was in one of the last games playing, did very well. He got a score of 9.7, pushing Jingle Bells down into 3rd place. From the leaderboard screen, Jingle Bells can not only see who else he's been playing with, he can see what their country is, and he can tap this icon to send a friend request to them on the platform. Like I say, because he came 3rd, he can't proceed to level 2, but he can try the whole thing all over again. Pressing play again will take him back to that very first path to a million screen, making sure he's okay with spending another 10 credits to try again. At this screen, we see what happens if Jingle Bells has got through level 1 and reached 1st place, a score of 9.8. He has made it, he can get straight through to level 2. And maybe he wants to share that he's done this. He'll tap this icon and he'll have the ability to share to Facebook or Twitter. Of course, the thing that we will hope that he does is click play the next level to win cash, in which case he comes through to the path to a million screen. He realizes he's moved up a level, sees the levels he's still got to go. But you can see for level 2, there are 10 other players he's going to be playing against. There'll be 10 questions on his chosen topic of Manchester United. It's going to cost him 0 credits. He's already paid to enter, so he doesn't need to spend any more. And if he comes 1st place in this level, he wins $1. You'll see his score has gone up and his rank has changed. Now down here, last thing on this screen, he can see 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place players and tap this icon to see others. This will take him back to the leaderboard where he can interact with them, sending them a friend request if needs be. For now though, he knows exactly what he needs to do and wants to carry on with the game, taps play, goes through to the lobby as quick as we can. We find an opponent, in this instance King Beard, and off we go. We're in level 2, question 1, working our way up to level 3, where the prize for 1st place is $1. And you'll see the question screen remains exactly as before. Now, in this instance, both Jingle Bells and King Beard have got the answer incorrect. So both of their circles have gone red and neither have increased in their score. So what does the path to a million look like for level 3? Pretty much as level 2. 10 more people, 10 more questions, 0 credits. 1st place wins $10. Level 4, 1st place wins $100, and so on and so on. And if Jingle Bells is lucky enough to reach the top spot and win the £1 million prize, there would be a lovely animation here, celebratory animation. He can share his winnings on social media, he can play again, or he can go through the process of withdrawing his cash.